Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to meet you. This is Meeting Wellness, and oh my gosh, I cannot believe that it has actually been 2 years for me, 2 years and 1 month actually, of eating mainly meat. And for most of that time, I have actually been carnivore, eating meat and eggs pretty much exclusively. And so I wanted to get on and just talk about what that's been like for me, what it was like at the beginning, way back in February of 2023, and then what it's like for me now here in March of 2025, and everything in between. So, back in February of 2023, I knew nothing about eating for health. I knew nothing about that meat was a healthy food. I just knew that I had been a yo-yo dieter, and I had done that since my mid-teens. So for 30 years, over 30 years, I had been just kind of eating whatever I wanted, but then gaining weight from doing that. So then kind of starving myself and trying not to eat, and then going just doing that over and over again. So gaining and losing the same 20 pounds year after year after year. And gosh, that just led me to some really horrible food behavior, because I would eat almost nothing, without a thought for what was actually even in what I was eating, but just trying to keep the calories low until I was just so hungry. And then I would go binge on junk food. So I would say most of what I was eating wasn't really healthy at all for most of that time. Because I just thought a calorie was a calorie. And in fact, if I had low enough calories and I was super craving a sweet or something, I would totally not have I would not have been above having M&Ms and a Diet Coke for dinner because it's X amount of calories, right? And that was okay for the day, and I wouldn't gain weight. I really looked at food as just, am I going to get fat from this? Can I fit this in my low number of calories for the day, and get away with it and still fit in the pants that I wanted to fit into? And, when I first started doing that, I didn't notice any ill health effects, right? But after doing that for years and years, 30 years, my health had really started to decline. But it was my mental health that had really started to decline, and I hadn't even realized it. So enter February of 2023. I'm still, I say all that to say because at that time I was still in that mindset, and I had put on that 20 pounds yet again. And I thought, what might be a good way to take this off? And I had heard of keto, and I just thought, let's try keto with just a weight loss goal, not knowing anything about the health benefits of doing a keto diet. And shortly after starting keto, though, I did discover Dr. Barry's channel. And so it was through his channel on YouTube that I learned about the proper human diet, as he puts it, and all the benefits that eating a heavy meat based keto diet can have. And so, very quickly, my keto diet was very heavily meat based with I still have a little bit of veg, a little bit of avocado, and that kind of thing. And I did that from February of 2023 through May of 2023 or so. And then it just I just naturally gravitated toward eating meat. And even before all of this, ribeye was always my favorite. I would often actually make ribeyes for my husband and myself, and he would be like, "Where's the veggies?" And I'd be like, "I didn't make any." And so as I was making my meals, I just kind of naturally transitioned into eating meals that were only meat. And then I thought, well, I wonder, if this is safe. And lo and behold, Dr. Barry had this whole other section on his channel, all these other more recent videos, about being carnivore, and that this was a thing, and that meat was actually a very healthy thing to eat. And I started learning more about that. But what really got me was the fact that right after I started eating mainly meat, and basically only meat and eggs and butter, I really felt this whole weight lifting off of me that I didn't even know was there. And that was my social anxiety. If anyone had asked me, do you have mental health problems? I would have said, absolutely not. I'm totally fine. I would have said, I mean, I'm introverted, right? But that's not a mental health problem. And I will tell you this. I am introverted, but to me now that just means I can go hang out with people and then I just need some downtime or some time to myself to recharge my batteries. But that's not where I was in 2023. It was to the point where I didn't want to go to the grocery store or take a walk around the block or go anywhere where there were other people because I was constantly worried and having these obsessive thoughts rolling around in my head over and over about what are they thinking? What do I look like? Are they thinking I look weird? Does my hair look funny? Do my clothes look funny? Is my makeup smudged? That kind of thing. Am I walking weird? Or if I had a cart at the grocery store with a wiggly wheel, oh my gosh, I had to go change it right away. Like people would look at me and think negative thoughts about me, right? And so I had all of these obsessive thoughts about what other people were thinking to the point that I didn't even want to go to family gatherings or gatherings with friends because it was just so overwhelming getting involved in conversations there and just always thinking about what other people were thinking, right? And that just sort of went away, as well as, oh my gosh, all of the binging and restricting had led me to this place where I was obsessively counting calories. And I mean, obsessively all day, every day. It was, how many calories have I had? Let's add them up. Let's add them up 5 more times. Okay, now I'm going to eat this. Before I eat it, I'm going to add that up again. And how many am I up to? Okay, I'll go ahead and eat that. And I would just constantly obsessively count calories all day long. And then I would think, okay, so yesterday I had 1,200 calories. So today I'm going to go for 1,150. Or yesterday I ate a whole one of these. And so today I'm only going to eat 3/4. And that's going to cut those calories even more. And I would be like obsessively trying to cut 10 calories here and 15 calories there. And that just sort of went away too. When I started eating meat, it was like I just ate until I was full and I wasn't really worried about calories. And then I started learning about carnivore and how it can turn off that food noise. And I thought, oh my gosh, I never even knew what food noise was, but oh, did I sure have it. And when it was gone, it was like all this bandwidth in my brain just opened up and I could actually use it for productive things instead of destructive things. And so that was amazing. I definitely had a boost in my confidence, in my abilities as a teacher in the classroom. I had this energy boost, which led me to start exercising more. A lot on my channel about that. I'm not going to go into like detail about all these things because this video would be forever long if I did, but I started exercising more and just feeling this freedom. My energy was up. My sleep was amazing. I wasn't waking up throughout the night. And the best thing was I used to get these energy crashes, I'll say. I don't know if they were blood sugar crashes or what, but my gosh, I would eat and I would feel okay for an hour or two, and then I would just crash again. And after going carnivore, it's like I eat and then my energy is just stable. And even if I get hungry, it's like, okay, I'm hungry, but my energy isn't crashing. It's like when I get a chance, I will go and get something to eat. But it's not like, oh my gosh, if I don't eat right now, I'm not going to make it. I didn't have that feeling anymore, that I've got to eat right now feeling, or even that hangry feeling. All of those things just kind of went away, as well as my food cravings. I used to crave junk food like crazy. It would be very hard to resist. If I did resist, it was on the basis of calories and just like I liked my, small jeans more than I wanted to eat that thing. But then, of course, like I said, my weight had gone up and down on this roller coaster. And so I would totally give in to those cravings for a month or two at a time, while I just binged on junk. I haven't eaten any junk food in 2 years. Like the closest thing I've eaten to junk food is on Thanksgiving twice. My aunt made a keto cheesecake and I ate the middle. So I didn't even eat the crust, which had the almond flour in there. I just ate the middle, which was like cream cheese, egg. So it's mostly just carnivore with a little bit of sweetener. That's as close as I've gotten to junk food in 2 years, and I don't miss it. I don't crave it. I think people at parties, like family gatherings, feel bad for me, like they're having their dessert. It's not tempting to me. It's not like, "Oh, they're eating that and I wish I could have some." It's really amazing and, crazy good, how that has gone away. Um, I've learned so much in the last 2 years. So when I went into this, it was about just wanting to lose weight, and then I have learned so much about nutrition and how meat just really provides all that bioavailable, all those nutrients that are so bioavailable, not like whatever's in plants that is not available for my body to use. Now I'm able to just get the nutrients right out of the food easily, and my health has just improved, as evidenced by my energy levels and all of that. Um, I no longer fear eating fat. So I will often eat, but cook my food in butter. Or even if the meat is lean that I'm eating, I will even add a little extra butter. One of the other things that I got confidence to do was I fired my doctor. So we did not see eye to eye on my new health choices, and I actually found a low carb friendly doctor. And I've been to see her a couple of times, and it's been a night and day difference to find someone who is okay with my, eating choices instead of just being so diametrically opposed. So that has also been really helpful to me, throughout this couple of years. So then, about a year ago, in February of 2024, my son, I asked him if he would want to try a carnivore way of eating. Now, why would I have done that? Well, he at the time was 15 years old, and he had very, very severe ADHD. And he really didn't think about it very long. He said he would miss ice cream. We came to an agreement, a consensus, a way to do that, allow him to have a little treat from time to time, but that was, keto or carnivore. And he now mostly eats mainly meat or eggs, just like I do. Although we do have different favorites. He eats a lot of chicken thighs, he eats a lot of chuck roast and things like that. I have recipes on my channel for when I was transitioning him over, because he definitely didn't jump in there. But his ADHD symptoms, his mood, it's just like leveled out. He's so much more even. He can focus on tasks. He will decide to do hard things all on his own without me having to ask him to do it. And so now it's like at the beginning of this, the carnivore epiphanies where it's like, oh my gosh, this has changed and this is better and that is better. And it's all exciting, right? That happened over the first year. And now after the second year, it's like, it's just normal, right? Like everything's no more constant food thoughts. I've got this energy to spare. I've got mental clarity. I've got well being. And it's just like all the time. So it's not this, wow, I feel so much better. It's just like I feel good on a consistent basis. I will be turning 50 this year. So, I have a lot more energy than teachers I know that are younger than I am. And, teachers that I've worked with forever, they notice a difference. They can see that my skin is glowing. And, it's just kind of my way of life now. I think sometimes people forget, right? Like how it was in the beginning, because it's not this wow feeling anymore. And it doesn't mean that carnivore is not great. It is just as great. It's just like this is my new normal. But it's important, and I like making these videos too, because it helps me to think back and remember how far I've come, where I was 2 years ago, everything that I've learned. It's been an amazing education, plus all the benefits that I've gained. So, with that, it's time for me to go and meet some wellness. Hey, let's get another third year of carnivore, another year of carnivore at a time. Bye, everybody.